I always tell my kids, if you don't have money, don't spend it. I mean, if you don't have money, why you buy things? So I think and this message is for you guys. You have money, don't spend it. No. Thank you.
For the state to mandate programs, they absolutely must fund them.
We want the state budget to be run like my house. If I can't deficit spend, I can't spend more than I make. I have to stay within my budget, and we want the state to do that.
I think when it goes to Sacramento, it has to go more through the bureaucracy and the red tape before anything gets done.
And I think the people at the local level really know what needs to be happening.
Everyone seemed to like the safeguards of the state audits, and the state audits having a larger role in reviewing the spending.
We want our budget to be a more long-term budget because, again, we think more foresight is necessary.
We have a government right now that's reactive rather than proactive. And they're basically reacting to the latest crisis, reacting to the latest special interest group, reacting to the latest lobbyist, reacting to the latest election cycle.
If I knew what they were going to be doing in the long term, then I could plan something for the long term. Because the government exists actually to serve us, and we can't really run our lives unless we know what the heck they're going to be doing.
And I would like the not only the results, the outcomes measured, but also how close it was to budget. And in that case, then the people are empowered to say, that costs way too much, we can't afford it, like we do with our own personal budgets.
Just like in the corporate sector, they plan, they set up budgets. So they set up the budgets and make the plans and try to follow the plan in order to reach a certain goal.
If the business approach is followed, then we can do away with things like earmarks. Because if they're the whole reason we put earmarks in, saying, for example, that we have this amount of money that we have to spend on education or something else, it was because we didn't trust them.
One of the things that really bothers me is that I don't trust officials anymore. Years ago, I used to think they were they had our best interests at heart, and they really meant the best for society. And I've gotten to the point where I don't believe anything they say anymore.
And then once you vote them in, all of those things they said they were going to do, all of those things they said, none of them come to fruition.
What we want is no concern of theirs anymore. They deal now, they're trying to please the lobbyists, the people that are sending, the money to them, not the people that sent them up there to represent us.
They need to open up dialogue with the people about why we don't trust them. I mean, they need to know we don't trust them.
People get the government they deserve. And if people are willing to participate, the people, the public, are willing to participate in their government, they'll get a better government, a more responsive government.
We discovered today in our groups, as you discover when you go on jury duty, the citizens have a lot of common sense and a lot of knowledge.
No, what I was going to say is I think a common thing we keep on talking about is transparency and accountability, and the only way that's going to come if we have better information.
I'd like more feedback on where our tax money is going. I think if I got more feedback and saw more results, I'd be a lot happier with our politicians and believing that they are putting our money to good use.
We also had the notion of public input, kind of like jury duty. You'd serve and you'd basically review our decisions in terms of resource allocation.
Making sure that everything that goes in the ballot, it's written in layman terms that everybody can understand.
I've been very pessimistic about the state of our government, and I always attributed it to the apathy of the people who are voting. And in this group, I don't see that at all.
Everything I learned today, I learned more than reading a newspaper for a whole year.
What I would like to tell my decision makers is that they need to come up with new ways to be able to engage the constituency a little bit better. And I think that we have to come up with new processes and new practices in order to effectively pass the state budget on an annual basis and make sure that we are investing in the future, but at the same time looking at all the services that you have to provide now.
My message to decision makers would be to stop pandering to us, to stop worrying so much about party politics, and to be civic leaders.